Retail horror stories. Let's go! Hey YouTube, welcome to the channel, or welcome back to the channel. Oh, I just done my intro and my dog wanted to come up and say hello. 1 second. Oh, there he is. Hello. Hello. You good boy? Oh, I haven't been well today. Kiss. Oh, kiss. Oh, you funny one. Sorry. We leave that in there, shall we? He wants to get in on the YouTube channel. Yes, you do. I cut you down then. He's full of energy because we haven't been for a walk. I got a long weekend off work. I deserve a weekend off work, let me tell you. But yeah, I've been ill. Not mentally ill this time. I've had like we are going to do a retail horror story, or it's going to be, I'm calling this video Stupid Things Customers Say. Okay. But a quick update on my health. So I might start sneezing. I've had like a bit of a sore throat, a bit of a tickly nose for about 2 weeks now. I haven't done much training. I went for a run Sunday, felt fine. I've done one weight training session, none this week, last week. I've been swimming once. I'm going to do a video as well on talking about my memories of swimming. Half a lifetime ago, I was a swimmer. I was an international swimmer, believe it or not. So I got some funny stories and my memories on that. I suppose working in a gym, what's got me thinking about doing a video on that is I'm a cleaner now. I'm a cleaning supervisor in a gym. And when we were swimmers, it just goes how different people are treated now compared to 20 years ago. For example, like I'm a cleaner, so the customer is using some weight training equipment. I would never dream to go up to them and say, stop training, I need to clean this. Or I wouldn't go up to someone in the changing room, half naked man, and say, right, move out of the way, I gotta clean there. You wouldn't do that. But believe it or not, 20 years ago, 20 plus years ago, as an international swimmer, we weren't allowed to use the changing rooms because there was women cleaners in there, and sometimes we used to be in the changing rooms and I'm talking butt naked, getting changed in the mornings, and the cleaners would walk in, the female cleaners, and it's mad how times have changed. So I'm going to do a video. It's just, I've been thinking a lot about swimming. I've had a lot of memories and stuff about swimming over the last couple of days in this new job. So, on to today's video then. I'm just going to scratch my ear to start. Top content as per usual. So I've got my notes on my phone, okay? I was bored at one of my lunch breaks and I thought, what are the stupidest things customers have said? I've got 15 plus years working in retail. Most of the stupid comments, I think I've got 2 from when I was a store manager in a fashion clothing shop, and 2 are from when I worked in Curry's, okay? Some of the stuff customers come out with, I suppose you're out to your comfort zone. You just don't know what kind of people are going to come through the door. It's out to your control, isn't it? I've no idea how long this video is going to be, okay? Also, thank you for the 500 subscribers. I can't believe it. It's come from nowhere. I think I was doing a video yesterday. As it was uploading, someone in the comments said, congratulations on 500. And I was like, what do you mean 500? And I knew I was getting close, but I surpassed it. So thank you very much. I really appreciate every single one of you. Okay, so I feel like I'm just going to stop the video for 1 sec. Sorry about that. I had to, got like a bit of blockage in my nose. Blocked nose, I suppose. Still got a bit of a cough, see. I have not been right. So I've done bugger all day. I've had a couple of deliveries. So where were we? We were going to talk about stupid things customers say. So I've got 4 short stories or I might have talked about one on the channel before, but I think I got the amount of money wrong. I was thinking, and the amount, I'll talk about that one first then. So 2 of them are from working in a fashion shop. 2 of them are from working in curries. So, story number 1. It was just after Christmas, and I was a store manager working for a company, or the name of the store was USC. It's a mid to high end fashion brand, and I used to get lovely customers. I used to get all the chavs in the area, all the shoplifters, you name it, I had it. Okay, that is the shop I was working in, where a grandmother just before Christmas said to me, "I hope your children die on Christmas Day." She looked me right in the eyes and told me that, and I was like, "Oh, thank you for such a nice thing." So I've told that story before. So I'll put this video in my playlist of retail horror stories, okay? So this is more a funny one, where I thought it was funny anyway. But the customer was telling a bit of a lie, and it came back to haunt them. So it was after Christmas. A customer came in with he had the receipt, and he wanted a refund on a diesel wallet, leather wallet. Now it was either £40 or £45. So that was about the average price. We had them in like a glass cabinet, these wallets, really nice wallets, high 100% genuine leather wallets, you know, last you forever. But the problem was, he wanted to return it. He had the receipt, but it didn't have the it was like a cardboard slip-on thing, like that had all the branding, had the barcode and all on it. So I was serving the customer, and I said, "Oh, it is exchange only. It does say on the receipt." And he was a bit funny. He said, "But I want a refund." And I said, I asked him about where's the cardboard thing. If you've never used it, where's the cardboard thing? Is it in the bag? Because he had a bag with him. And he said, no, it didn't come with one. And I said, yeah, it definitely came with one. We can't sell it without one. But as I was talking to him, I was looking, he wasn't really kicking off, right? I could have refused to exchange it. His options was exchange it for something else in the shop, or get a gift voucher for the value of the wallet, so £40 or £45. But I knew I had another one in the cabinet. So I could have scanned that barcode. It wasn't in major issue. There's a way around it. So I think he said he'd never used the wallet. And what was unique with these wallets, I had like where you open it up with the notes go, there was another compartment that had a zip as well. And when I'll get to it, but when I took the wallet back off him, I did notice it felt a bit heavier than normal. But I was serving the next customer. So that customer, I think, bought a t-shirt or a couple of t-shirts and spent a bit extra or whatever. He wasn't the best happy, but he said he'd never used the wallet. He just didn't like it and wanted his money back. So he ended up having an exchange for whatever else. Put the wallet in the glass cabinet. About 20 minutes later, the queue was constant, right? It was like January sales kind of time. Another customer, can I have a look at the wallet that's in there? I thought, great. So I handed him the one that I just exchanged, and he was having a look. I think a guy was with either his partner or his mother or something. He was with a woman, and they were having a look, and he undid the zip thing. I had a look. They looked at each other and went, yeah, we'll buy that. Quite calm. And I thought, right, okay. Boom, sold it. About an hour, excuse me, within the hour then, that customer that wanted to bring the wallet back was back in the queue. And he was like back and forth. And he was almost like trying to push in kind of thing. So he caught my eye. But I was like, there's a queue. I couldn't care. You got to wait in the queue. Nobody's too important for the queue. So he was waiting in the queue. The queue goes, it's going as quickly as we can. And he said, that wallet, I left money in the wallet. And so I pretended I didn't remember him. I said, sorry, what wallet? He said, that wallet, you served me about an hour ago. I said, oh yes, the wallet you haven't used. Yes. He said I had money in it. I said, I thought you said you didn't use it. He goes, oh, it's the one that's still in the cabinet. I said, no, that one's salt. So I showed him, and he like snatched this other one, the last one, out of my hand. Went straight for that zip compartment. Of course, there was nothing in there. It turns out this man had never used this wallet, but he reckoned he put £400, all his Christmas money that he had off his whole family, in the wallet that he'd never used. So, of course, when you think about it, these other customers wanted to look at this wallet. They definitely opened that zip. If it was £400, I don't know. Say it was £200 or whatever it was. They opened it and saw a wad of cash, and it did feel a lot fatter. But I didn't think, because the man said, I've never used it. It didn't look used. I think he put the money in there. Maybe he had a night out or something. And forgot that money was in there. It was definitely, there was money in there. I don't know if it was £400. He was nearly crying, and he was like, you need to give me the customer's address, he said. The shit he was coming out with. So yeah, I'll call this video Stupid Things Customers Say. I was like, I haven't got the customer's address. He goes, yeah, you must surely take customers' details. I was like, it's a wallet. It's not like a fucking selling a house or a car or insurance or something like that, you know. So he was gutted. He goes, what? You can't do anything. I need to see the CCTV. And I was being honest, we weren't allowed. Or it was, better still, it was impossible for me to check the CCTV in that shop because it's all done remotely. Yeah, and it was basically, tough shit, mate, sorry. But you said it was, I had no sympathy because he was lying, basically. So maybe he was lying about the amount. It could have been £100, do you know what I mean? But there was definitely paper in that wallet. So that was a little funnier one. They get worse than that, okay? The next one I've got, that was a taster. These are, I think, in order now of how long ago they were, okay? So there's 3 more short stories to go. Now, I worked in Currys. I started off as a Christmas temp. I applied for a sales job. I just wanted to work, well, it was Dixon's actually. I just wanted to work in Dixon's. And day one, they saw the size of me and put me in the stockroom. Because back then, if someone buys a TV, a 32-inch or 28-inch TV, sorry, I'm just checking my dogs, okay? You right, boy? They were the big the CRT TVs. You needed to be strong to pick one up. Like a Sony or Panasonic 32-inch. I was going to doing weights 5 times a week. I wasn't strong enough to pick one up on my own safely. It was a lot of 2-man lifts, so they must have saw the size of me. Go, yeah, he's the one that we're going to stick in the warehouse, okay? So I worked for them for years, okay? But it took me a good couple of years to get out of the stockroom. So I worked my way from Christmas temp to permanent to like stockroom or warehouse manager. I was. Then I was asked to come out and work on the shop floor as a team leader, sales. It's like one down from the assistant manager. So I was working towards that assistant manager goal, but I had to do the sales job before we went any further. And one of the first customers I ever spoke to, okay, we were selling obviously laptops. Sorry about the coughing. We're selling like obviously computers, laptops, and everything like that. And this customer came in, and he had his like glasses on his nose, like he was a really snooty old man. He was, and he says, "You boy," he called me boy. I didn't like that for a start. I've been called worse, obviously, but you boy, he said, "I need to speak to you about this laptop." And it was a Samsung laptop. Samsung used to make nice laptops. I don't know why they don't make them anymore. And he said, I bought this laptop so many months ago. And he was querying a website. He said, when I'm going on a website, say it wasn't BBC, but it was like, he was clicking something and something else was coming up. So he was asking like about a website. So it's like, I said, I said, I'm sorry. I said, have you got any questions about the laptop? Because, with the website, that's not really, we don't know enough because there's so many websites. And he looked at me like that, down his nose like that, and said, you sell laptops which connect to the internet, so you should know, shaking his head like that, everything about all the websites. And this was over 10 years ago. I was thinking, there's probably 1 million websites in the world. His expectation of a mid-20-year-old man needs to know everything about every single website ever created. Because we sell laptops, and I was on something like £1 more than a minimum wage, I should know everything about the whole World Wide Web kind of thing. And I was looking at him thinking, I'm sorry. I said, I've never heard of that website before. And he said, well, it's a really popular website. I still was trying to help him though. I was saying, is there like a pop down menu, or is there an arrow that's pointing down, or stuff like that? And he was like, you should know this. His expectation was so far-fetched from reality. And then he said, listen, boy, is there anyone here that knows what they're talking about when it comes to websites? And I said, not to the level that you're asking for. He said, he asked for the manager. I hate doing it. I was the most senior person in. So I said, I'm actually the most senior person in at the moment. He said, well, you're no good though, are you? And it was like, can you hear yourself, what you're actually asking me? Like, do I know everything about every single website just because we sell a laptop, which is your device for going online? And I basically ended up giving him customer services phone number. I was half expecting them to phone me, the store, because normally if there's an issue, they phone the store to get our version of events kind of thing, if there's a dispute, But I never heard from them again. They probably told him exactly the same thing, unless they spoke to someone in customer service that knows everything about every single website ever created. So I just thought that was like, do I really want to go into retail, the customer facing side of retail? That should have told me to get out sooner, if I'm being honest. The next one. This is... excuse me. A guy, I can't believe, it's quite a good idea though, if it's impossible what the customer was saying, but he was basically came in and he wanted to speak, you had a printer with him, and it was like a mid-range printer, like a Lexmark as they were called, like a £60 printer or something. Because my printer's broken, I want a refund. So I just plonked it on the desk, and it was really hard. But to give a customer a refund, if it's within the warranty and all this, you have to confirm the fault. So the first thing you say to the customer is, what's the fault? And he tutted and went, it's broken, I just told you. And I said, I didn't ask, is it broken? I said, what's the fault? I can't go any further, we need to screen it. I explained to him, and he went, right. He said, it's a special printer that heats an A4 piece of paper, a normal piece of paper, into different colours, into different temperatures, making the colour the colour of the paper turn a different colour to create the image. And basically I turned it on, straight away, no black ink, no colour ink on the little screen. I said, it's run out of ink. He went, it doesn't take ink cartridges, he said. And he didn't buy it from our store, he bought it from, I wish I could remember the store, but it was like miles away, okay? It wasn't even on our area. It was like, it might not have even been in Wales, that's how far away it was, right? So what he reckons, someone had sold him this printer and told him what's special about it. It doesn't need ink cartridges. So spend a bit more, buy this printer and it heats an A4 piece of paper, so you never need to buy ink cartridges ever again. If you didn't know, I don't know if it's still the case now, the most expensive part of a printer, when you're looking to buy a printer, always check out the prices of the ink cartridges, because sometimes the ink cartridges for a black and a colour cartridge is more expensive than the printer. So what this guy believed was he had a magic printer that he could put an A4 piece of paper in and you never have to buy an ink cartridge ever again. So, and it says on it, low on ink or out of ink or whatever it was saying. And he must have ignored that and thought, no, it's the printer. I don't need to buy ink because this salesperson, of course he didn't have the receipt or anything. And it was like, we were talking about after he left, that's what we do, see, in retail, you vent, or customer has a kicks off at you on your lunch break, guess what we're going to be talking about? So we were talking, and it was like, it's not impossible, but the paper, so I feel like I'm about to sneeze, the paper would have to be very special paper, be blank paper, with like, special paper that would react to the different temperatures and stuff. It was very complicated. So I don't know if it's impossible, but it's not practical. It'd cost a fortune per piece of paper. That's what I'm trying to say. But he thought he had a magic printer, basically, and it was out of ink, so it wasn't faulty. And we basically said, you're going to have to go and take it up with whoever served you, because that's insane what you're telling us. Right, so that was another one. And what else? Right, this one. I might have told this story. This is a guy. Right, hang on a sec. Sorry about that. My dog was having a funny one then. He's cutting. He's good now. He's blessed. He doesn't understand. He's just thinking, oh, who am I talking to? He probably thinks I'm talking to him right now. I'm talking to you guys. I can tell I'm not well. My throat is going. Right, so customer spends £400 in that shop USC, then wants a refund. So I might have told this story on the channel before, but I'll just go over it quickly. Our returns policy was exchange or gift cards, so we don't do refunds. When you give, it was owned by Mike Ashley, who owned Sports Direct. I don't know if he still owns it, but his attitude, or their attitude, was, once we've got your money, we're going to make it as difficult as possible to give you your money back. The only way you were entitled to a refund is if your clothing, whatever you've bought, is faulty or developed a fault, not wear and tear. It's basically really hard to prove it's a manufacturer's fault or anything like that. Okay, so whenever you serve a customer, it's printed on the bottom of the receipt. Everyone in my shop, what we did, we'd always have pens by us. So when you tell the customer, just so you're aware, it's exchange or gift card. They go, yeah, that's fine. And then right at the end of the sale, on the receipt, you said, yeah, okay, thank you very much. You've got 28 days for an exchange or gift card. And as you tell them, you're circling the receipt. So then if the customer comes back in, goes, I wasn't told that, you can say, yeah, you were told, because we've circled the receipt at the bottom. That was something that my store did. I think quite a few of the stores, when I was on conference calls, was a good idea. And they started doing it. But I don't think it was a company-wide thing. It wasn't when I was there. It was just a Swansea thing that we did. So there's a guy there. And when you work in the fashion industry, it was not a place I always wanted. I always liked nice clothes, I suppose. I went through a phase, as I'm sure we all did, where you like the nice branding on your shirts and stuff on a night out, I suppose. I don't care so much now. But what was I going to say? Yeah, it was like, when you work in the industry, you do tend to notice Like, you can look at a stranger and go, oh, they're diesel jeans. Or you'd reckon that if you sell them, you'd be able to tell just by looking at them. Or a hoodie, for example. You might go, oh, you bought that in my shop, or whatever, yeah? And I tell you what, the amount of times I'd be on a night out, and it's happened all the time in Swansea, and like a random person who I couldn't remember say, I've got them on. Just a drunk bloke coming up to you. Or it's sometimes a woman. What do you think? I'm thinking, sorry, do I know you? Because you served them fucking 2 weeks ago. And they're wearing the thing you served them or sold them. They expect you to remember. It's a compliment, I suppose, because if they remember you, you must have given them good service. But I'm not lying. Probably every single time I went out in Swansea, it happened at least once. Someone would be like, yeah, I got it on, look. You're like, oh, yeah. And then you quickly realise, oh, yeah, you bought that in USC. Like, yeah, that's right. Do you remember me? I'm like, yeah, I remember. Yeah, you can't remember, like. So, this customer comes in. The reason I'm saying that, everything he had on, I didn't recognise. The jeans weren't fitting him properly. The man was probably mid to late 30s, I want to say, with his daughter. I thought it was his daughter. It turned out it wasn't, so it was a bit creepy. But again, I didn't know exactly how old he was, and I didn't know exactly how old she was. But at a glance, I thought it was his daughter, but it definitely wasn't, okay? So he's there now, and he's picking stuff up, he's trying stuff on, loads of clothes, right? And someone asked him, is he okay? Because I was the manager, I'd say, oh, have you asked those two people, are they okay? Yeah, I spoke to them. Someone speaking to the guy when he's in the fitting rooms, and the girl's there. And he was asking her to come and have a look all the time. And that's when I knew it wasn't his daughter. I thought it was a bit weird if it was his daughter kind of thing. To come, not in the changing rooms, because we don't allow that, but to come, and he went in the furthest changing room where I think we had 6 or 8 cubicles with a curtain, and he went right on the bottom one, and he wanted her to come down and stuff like that. Okay, whatever. And then when he was trying this on, and he was loud, and he was being cocky and stuff. And remember, he had sunglasses on. They looked like cheap ass Tesco sunglasses on. And he got to the till, and it was £400. And she went, oh my God. He goes, it's all right if you got the money, see? I'm always in here, he said. And I'm thinking, I've never seen you in here. And he was asking well, where's the changing rooms and stuff like that. He hadn't been in there before. He's like, yeah, I'm always in here. I'm buying loads all the time. If you've got the money, it's fine, isn't it? I thought, okay, great sale. So it was a big initial sale. The receipt was really long. He bought a load of items, and he was going for the most expensive. I think he had an Armani t-shirt, a Diesel shirt, maybe 2 pairs of jeans. I offered him a belt. He had the belt as well. And it was like, do you want to try the belt on to make sure it's the right size? And he was like, no, it's fine. He said, I'll buy another one if it doesn't fit. I said, it should be okay because it's the same size as the jeans you're buying or whatever. And she was like, whoa, so you must have so much money, kind of thing. So he's trying to impress this woman. So I said to him before he paid, so I should have said, because you're always in here, you obviously know it's exchange or gift card only. But I used my usual thing. I think I used to say something like, just so you're aware, you've got 28 days. We don't do refunds as exchange or gift cards only, and the gift card's valid for 2 years. And he was like, yeah, that's fine. He was putting his sunglasses on and stuff. I thought, okay. He paid by card. Give him a receipt. And I said, and again, I said like that and I circled it. She goes, yeah, mate, fine, I'm fine. Shooing me off kind of thing. I thought, oh, okay. And then he left. And it must have been 15 or 20 minutes later. He comes straight back in with his bag, plonks the bag down on the till. Give me a refund, out of breath kind of thing. And I looked at him and I said, we don't do refunds. It's exchange or gift card. Yeah, I haven't worn anything though. And I said, yes, exchange or gift card only. Do you know when I told you twice? And he was like, yeah, but I haven't won anything. He said, so I'll have a full refund, please. I paid by card. I've got the same card, like that. I said, no, we don't give refunds. Like what I was telling you, I told you twice. And I said, I'm pretty sure it's on the receipt. And he went, no, you didn't tell me. And he was looking at the receipt. And I said, do you know where I circled the bottom of the receipt? You might have cut me off. I'm not sure, but I'm not sure if you heard me. But I told you at the start of the sale as well. You got 2 years. Oh, she said, so gift card. Can I get a refund? He was like processing it, trying to be clever. So if you put it onto a gift card, can I exchange that for cash? I was like, no. I said, that gift card's valid for 2 years. You can buy it, spend it in any USE store in the UK. And he was like, I can't afford to pay my rent. He was like trying to guilt me then. It was my fault then. Do you know what I mean? Oh, it's like, I can't afford to pay my rent or food for the rest of the month. And I said, I felt like, again, you look back, I wish I was more cocky. Oh, the rent button. Just press the button on the till. Bunk. Yeah, okay, now we can have a refund because you can't afford to pay your rent. We tell every customer. So what it looked like, can't be sure. I think he was showing off to some girl he'd met or worked with, trying to be a big player or whatever, as if. And the thing is, if a girl is attracted to you because of money, newsflash, that's not the girl for you. Do you know what I mean? You want to attract a girl for you. It doesn't matter about all the fucking money material things. But it's sad. I think a lot of people are attracted by that. But so my theory is, I can't think of any other scenario. He was trying to impress this young girl. Me, I got money and all this. I can spend £400 on clothes. When he can't, in reality, he can't even afford to pay his rent, let alone buy £400. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money for a lot of people. So he was on his. I give him customer services. He turned a little bit nasty, but it's not that I wasn't willing. The till doesn't let you do it as well. It wasn't like, if I felt sorry for him when he pulled the rent card, I thought, if I could do it, I still can't do it. It's another obstacle Mike Ashley has put in his business, so you can't override, oh yeah, I'll just do it. It doesn't let you do that. I mean, you've got to make a phone call to the area manager. They give you a code or something. It wasn't as simple as, oh, I'll just press this button, the magic no rent button. Boom, there's your money back, sir. Would you like any more? Do you know what I mean? Yeah, so I think learn from that. The lesson you should learn is that if you're impressing someone, think you're impressing someone by saying you got loads of money. That's the wrong person, in my opinion, because money doesn't last forever, I don't think. So that was my retail horror stories. Let me know. I can't really think of much more. There was one where a guy smashed a camera he was trying to bring back on the floor, and I was nearly high-fiving all my colleagues because we wanted him to break it. Maybe I'll tell that story. There's another one where a guy had a problem with the fact of my nationality. He didn't like the fact that I was Welsh. I had to phone the police. Let me know in the comments. Do you want to see more of these videos? I'm really sorry. It was a stop-start video. I'm not well. I'm just talking now. Yeah, I can tell I'm not well. So good couple of days, lazy days, let's say. I hope to get better. Yeah, thank you very much for watching. Also, saying about commenting, I'm doing another Ask Tony to celebrate my 500 subscriber YouTube milestone, I suppose. I thought when I set up a YouTube channel, not that I'm all about the subscribers, but it is nice to see. I think 100 subscribers was like, oh my god, that's amazing. Then you dead think in a couple of years time I might get to 500. I don't even know how far I can go, but maybe 600. I just don't know. So yeah, to celebrate that, I'm going to do another Ask Tony. I think I've had a couple of questions roll in so far. Ask it on the community post I put on, or in any of my videos going forward. I should pick them up. Just put Ask Tony and then ask the question. on it, okay? And I will do my best to answer the question. Yeah, thank you very much for watching. Love you. Bye.